Let me turn this AC off real quick. Hello. Um, I wanted to come and speak a little bit seriously. Well, I'm always serious, but I wanted to come and talk a little bit about the next level ignorance that we are all dealing with, during our spiritual journeys, because that's exactly what we are. We are spirits on earth with bodies, pretty much. And so we are all dealing with the ignorance, especially those of you that are walking the left hand path. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that and offer y'all some encouragement. Um, it's annoying. It is. It's very annoying. Um, you know, it's really sad that we have to deal with this. Um, we're all dealing with it. All of us are dealing with it. And you just have to remember to not be distracted by those people, which is why I told you guys that you can shut off your empathy to those people. And it's not that you're shutting off your empathy, period. You'll still be an empath. It's just that people that are not going the same direction as you spiritually, people that are annoying but yet attached and very codependent, um, those people need to be ignored, period. Um, and when I say ignored, what I mean is you can say whatever you have to say, but at the end of the day, you don't take into account anything that they say. You just don't listen to them. You hear it and it's just, it's ignorance. You know that it's stupid. You know that those people have a problem, and you just keep it moving, is all you can do. Because, and they talk about all the time how they have the right to freedom of speech. To me, if you're not speaking in an intelligent way, I don't consider that to be speech, and I just stop listening. I don't listen to it. Um, and it's really, when it comes to it, it's not just the online spiritual community. I know a lot of witches. I do, throughout the world. I know a lot of witches. I'm very familiar with a lot of witches. I'm familiar with a lot of shamans. I'm familiar with a lot of healers. And they are going through it too. It's everywhere. It's not just in social media. It's your neighbors. It's, the it's everywhere. It's in the courtrooms. It's everywhere. The next level ignorance. But in particular, online, I think that it can be even more annoying when it is online, because being online for people is convenient. A person that wants to misguide you, a person that wants to manipulate how you see things, they it's very convenient for them to come online, because all they have to do is press a go live button, and they can say whatever they want to say, even if it's wrong. I've even been in social media and have seen totally incorrect spiritual information being put out there purposely. Am I one of those people that believes in dumbing people down for my own purpose? Hell no. Because when you do that, what you do is you produce codependency, which is why I teach classes. Do I have a fear of my students using what I teach them against me? No, I'm a witch. If I teach you something and you use it against me, where'd you get it from? You know what I'm saying? And we don't have those kind of policies over here. We have real trust, real love, real understanding of spirit. You know what I'm saying? And everybody is complaining about it. Like there's a lot of witches and healers. They don't even come to YouTube. Like everybody pretty much migrated over to TikTok, and then there's Lemon 8 now. So Lemon 8 is I think what's going to happen is if they kill TikTok Lemon 8 is just like the TikTok app, and I think it's going to turn into it. TikTok is a much more, even though the drama still happens over there, the drama, and it's gotten worse because when it comes to our industry, which I cringe when I say that industry, it's a lot of scammers out there. Like they grab people's photographs, they post them on websites. It's a lot of people that are doing a lot of scamming. It has a lot to do with the economy, especially with how bad the economy has gotten the past 4 years. Has a lot to do with that. I'm going through it in my personal life. My personal life. I have an attorney who I thought attorneys made very good money, but I had an attorney literally trying to steal money from me. So it's a lot, like I said, next level ignorance is out there. And it doesn't even have to be that way, but I think that people people get scared. People are fearful of what's to happen. And they gravitate towards spiritual beliefs that promote way too much fear. Like everything that I know about my spirituality that has been taught not only generationally in my family, but these are things that even though they may slightly differ, these are things that are well known, right? And you've got people arguing and debating about it and telling you that that's wrong or this is wrong or that is wrong. Things that we've had an understanding about for billions of years already on this planet. Okay. And even though those things have evolved a little bit, there's always going to be that spiritual information that is just like a rock, like a mountain. So there are certain religions that we all know about that literally tell you everything against what it is that you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Don't burn this sage and don't do that and don't do that and don't do that. Everything that you are supposed to do that is going to help you You're being told that that's wrong and that that's the devil, which is ridiculous. Well, I guess because the devil feels pretty goddamn good to me, then I guess whatever. You know what I mean? So, it's a lot and we're all coping with it. I know that for me, there are times when, and yes, it is important to cut ties with certain people because there are certain people that you may be acquainted with that are still connected to that next level ignorance, and being that you're sensitive, that energy is being brought to you. But for me, I worked two necromancy cases this week, and it wasn't that it took a toll certain spiritual workings. You have to be able to rest. Arguing and fighting with people in social media, not the business, not what, no, that's not good for you. That's just added, a possible added stress factor to your life. And so for me, I don't punish myself. I don't feel like I deserve to punish myself for who I am and my spiritual beliefs. I don't deserve to be punished for that. So I don't punish myself, which is the reason why I don't let it in. I keep a shield up, a shield that cannot be moved or penetrated. It just is what it is. And it's important, especially in social media, but if you're in social media for business or for your job, or even if you work a regular job, it's important to have that work life balance. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes with my students and my clients, they'll ask me a question. They'll say, um, I'm really digging the info that you gave me. I'm vibing with it. Um, but I want to kind of clear my head and just, what I suggest that they do? I suggest that they ground themselves and either listen to some rain sounds. My favorite is the Native American flute with rain, or the Native American flute with wolf instinct. Is really, really good for protection. And just for, I don't want to say protection, I want to say relaxation and peace and tranquility. Or you can look at one of your favorite movies from your childhood, um, you know, or you can listen to music and try not to listen to music that is too heavily charged with um, programming that is supposed to trigger you, but not for your benefit, right? Because some music does have things programmed in it that is supposed to trigger you, but it's not triggering you for your benefit. So, being triggered, there's good triggers. People just don't realize it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I watch a childhood movie that I really liked and it made me emotional then, and it kind of makes me emotional now, and it's maybe something sweet or endearing. Like I was watching Where the Heart Is last week. Um, there's another movie that I really like, Contact with Jodie Foster. These are good triggers that can trigger emotions that actually help you release negative emotions sometimes. And there's certain things that you watch and you look at and you listen to, and those things can help you even transmute negativity to positive. So, but if you are listening to things that are just meant to damage you. There's music out there like that. There's music, there's people, there's vloggers, there's trolls that make videos, and they literally, every single bit of their content is meant to do nothing but damage you, damage your mind, damage your heart, damage you as a person. Because there are some people that have a belief that they have to do that to get what they want out of you, whatever it is that they want. Okay. So, and music is no different. Music is no different sometimes. So sometimes it's good to kind of change your selection of music. You know what I mean? Especially while you're going through some kind of healing process, because whenever, like, for example, if you come to me and you get a curse reversal, you need to take time to heal after that reversal. And you need to give yourself, like, I recommend at least an hour a day of some kind of healing activity daily for you to heal from that. And we're also embarking on this whole journey. I don't want to give out too much information publicly, because what can happen is that the information can be copied, and then people can put their own personal spin on it, and then it'll be done incorrectly, which would mean that it will be dangerous. So, for example, when it comes to, like, you guys's shaman work that I do for you, you know, it's kind of difficult to understand why, if you're doing, if you pour syrup on poop, it doesn't make it pancakes, does it? I hate to make that assertion, but I had to. So basically, some of y'all are stuck in these realities with people that are conducive with that reality. Like, I'm talking about in real life, like, not people on the internet. Those are just the TV people. People on the internet don't actually exist in your life. People that are around you, those people, if you allow them to be around you, those are the people that exist in your life. That's the reality that you live in. That's the reality that you bring into your life. If you are sitting there in the middle of a cesspool of negativity, how in the hell do you heal yourself? So, this is where, first of all, not just for healing purposes, but for life, for your life that you live, you take yourself into a better space. Remove yourself from that cesspool is what you have to do. And it's difficult for a lot of y'all, because some of y'all are living with family. Some of y'all are young, and you don't have a choice but to live with somebody that's very negative, very toxic, very narcissistic. You just don't have a choice. And that can be very difficult. Younger people typically are very resilient. I think that the older that we get, when the nerves start getting bad, you're like, oh, what is this? It's real goofy, it's real off. And you'll find that when you start to, like when you take the steps forward, and when your life starts to improve, like, it's almost like they don't allow you to come and say, oh, I feel good. They want to make you feel bad, right? That can be difficult, especially if you're living with someone like that. That's why I prefer to live alone, or I'm sorry, with my children, because, I raised them in my reality. I raised my children in a reality that doesn't involve that. Like, I'm not one of them type of mothers that speaks negatively to my children all the time. I'm not one of those types of family members that always got something negative to say. I always got something negative to say about somebody else. I just don't do that because I know that if I create that type of environment for people, people ain't gonna want to. People ain't gonna. No, that's why I got cousins and stuff that be contacting me. Cousin, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, but you'll notice that when things start getting better, you start getting healthier. You know, maybe you might lose weight. The people that are in that cesspool, they're going to be very, very negative towards you. They're going to try to drag you down. And you'll find that once you start taking the left hand path, which my path was always going to the left hand path, and the left hand path is not the same as left and right in politics. You'll notice that when you start to do that, there are people in your life that are going to freaking change on you because they were put there to keep you in the falsely created reality. And some of y'all realities was falsely created by your parents. Roseanne Hun, just visit the website. I don't really discuss prices around here, but just go visit the website. Um, yeah, and you'll think it's something wrong with you. It's sad, but it's the truth. I put up a couple of videos about that. I don't know if you guys check that out, my shorts that I put up. You know, when you start to elevate spiritually and when you start to heal yourself, what happens? It seems like everybody that you know wants to turn their back on you. It may not be everybody, your cousins, your frenemies, you know, and that is because those people only existed in that falsely created world, that reality, not world, but a falsely created reality. Okay. So those people technically, once you open your eyes and you connect with your true self spiritually, you're going to realize that those people, unfortunately, like with some of y'all, like I've seen some people, like it just seemed like everybody in their life was a part of that false reality. Everything, what people wanted you to be, what people expected for you to be, you know what I'm saying? Like they literally were like fake people, like they were faux people. Because when you start to heal yourself, improve yourself, your life gets better. Why they got a problem with it? They got a problem with it because they were there strictly and specifically to keep you where somebody wanted you to be. You know what I'm saying? You can't reach the website. Now, the link should be fine in the video description box, or you can go and Google divineservicesapothecary.com or just put it straight in your browser, Roseanne. So, you know, that can be difficult. And some of y'all, that happens with love relationships. It may be a man that you really love and you love that person with all your heart, but that person's goofy. You know, they're not capable of giving you real human responses to human situations. Conflict that comes up should be resolved like a human being does. And then and you know, unfortunately, you have to walk away from those. Even if you love them, you don't stay in the cesspool or the petri dish. You don't stay there. No, you don't. You know, and that person has to have some level of understanding. If they are playing dumb, like they don't see it, like they don't understand it, or if they're having a hard time, like that's, you know, at some point, you know, I'm sorry, like because if you were raised in a certain type of environment that brought a certain caliber of people into your life, okay, so once you get out of that cesspool, then you start meeting people that are much more higher quality people, people that are on your path to happiness, not destruction. You know what I'm saying? So and that can be difficult. That can be very hurtful because you can love somebody with all your heart, but you got to choose, is this person good for me? Is this person good for my children? Is this person good for my future? And if you say no, oh my God, seriously? No, they didn't. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be up for a little while watching this movie, so I gotta go. I just wanted to come and talk to y'all about that and offer y'all some encouragement and say, hey, listen, a lot of y'all, the reason why it's so difficult looking at people behave that way and they're just weird is because you've got one foot or maybe one arm into their reality and it's touching you. And you got to get out of that. When you get out of their reality and you take a step back and you look at them, you be like, what in the hell? What are they doing? They have no idea because it took a great deal of mind control and a lot of stuff to even create that stuff. So, the cleanses are not shamanic work. Just FYI, because it can be very difficult for some people. But for me, like I was raised in an environment of success. My grandmother was successful. My mother was successful. My father was successful in all of his endeavors. You know what I'm saying? However, um, that whatever dysfunction that was going on, that was by design. That was someone's creation. Okay. And so, that's the reason why you were born. You weren't born to stay in that same thing unless it's nothing wrong with it. And let's face it, there's probably only maybe 5 to 15% of the population who are not dealing with dysfunction. And we don't even know who those people are. And they probably never, if they're on the internet, they definitely are not involved in no drama. Okay. So, hey, Stevan here. So it can be difficult. And let's take, for example, the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? The ghetto, the energy of the ghetto, of like, y'all know what I'm talking about. The ghetto, doom, 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 doom. Yeah, ghetto and ghetto people. It's more like a suction when it comes to them. That that whole ghetto thing. It tries to suck you in, and it don't matter what race you are. It's trying to suck you in there, and you gotta. It's like it is kind of like quicksand. You have to literally get your ass out of that. Because many of those people are stuck in a world to where the only thing that's real to them is that. Yeah, yeah, I actually like that song. But you know what I'm saying. I don't really listen to rap music anymore, but it's still like, you know yeah, I still think that he was on point when he made that song. And it just it's a pulling. It's a pulling, and they want to pull you into that. They want you to drown in it, in that cesspool, and you got to get your ass up out of there. You better. You ain't got to be deceased to have wings. You better grow your wings and fly your butt up out of that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Or, for example, take the drug world. That's another one. So, and that just, and that's why all of that energy, all of that attitude, all of that spirit, some people are in a place where that spirit or certain bad spirits is going to block out certain stuff. So that's why it can be very difficult. Okay. Now, I, for one, didn't grow up in poverty. My parents owned their own homes. In fact, my mother owned four houses by herself. She had, already gotten divorced from my father by then. Okay. And, when my grandmother was alive, she not graduated. She retired from the post office. She was the first black female supervisor or manager. She retired. She did hair, and until she retired from doing that. You know. Oh, do we really? It. But Too Short made that song, but just Too Short live in the ghetto. Nah, a lot of those rappers, Stevon, they're they're even some of them are even college educated. So but it is what it is. Okay, I know I don't want neither one of my sons to become rappers. I don't. You know, I just you know what I'm saying. But I like rap music, some of it. I don't really listen to much of it anymore, but know how that goes. So, and it could go a lot deeper than that. I'm not gonna get into that because I had gotten into some stuff today, and it was several spirits, and I'm not talking about people making videos about me. That's not a spiritual attack to me. No, but I had mentioned some stuff during my reading I did yesterday, and them spirits up jump and got to attacking me. I had to get that up out of here. I got a whole thing of sulfur over here, so you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna burn sulfur in here, but take it outside. Okay, ain't nobody got time for that. So yeah, it was several of them that jumped up and tried to be on the attack. So and that's because them spirits be listening. You know what I'm saying? And they're there. Some, like I said, some of them monitoring spirits are bad, and some of them are good. Okay, it depends on what they there for. So anyway, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I will see y'all later. Once again, just a reminder: cleanses are on sale. Did y'all know that Mercury went into retrograde on August the 5th? Notice how ever since then, crazy people they seem like they just under mind control. It is what are you doing? So it's kind of crazy. But so just FYI, Mercury is in retrograde, which I didn't even realize that it went in retrograde on the 5th. And then I went and looked at my retrograde calendar, and I was like, oh, Mercury done snuck into retrograde again. And then that's when people that are not very spiritually evolved, it seemed like they lie a lot. And when Mercury is in retrograde, really you're healing very deeply. When Mercury goes into retrograde, that's an opportunity. That's a lovely time. There's some people that are under mind control. They live in these realities where they don't want to pay attention. And those people, they not doing no healing. They not doing no cleansing. They not doing that. They refuse to do it. But Mercury, I first of all, I love that planet. There's only one god of Mercury, and that's Mercurius that we know of. Okay, because I've researched it, and there's only one god of Mercury. One. Um, and but don't quote me on that though. And that's for healing. This is a time where a lot of people should be doing a lot of focused healing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of deep healing. I know yesterday for some reason I was just coughing up stuff, the stuff that seemed like it been deep down in there, and I was like, wow, it seemed like something opened up, and healing ain't always easy. And then the Lionsgate portals opened up a lot of healing energy. It was real heavy. And healing is not supposed to be difficult, but if there's other energies present there that will interfere with that healing, especially if you've been asking for it. And then it gets delivered to you, but then there's some kind of energy there that wants to stop it or block it. So, but anyway, y'all, I will catch y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Ignore the next level ignorance. You're not going to get any good information from that. You're not going to get any good info. You're not going to get any good energy. There are some people there strictly to damage you. Strictly to damage you. And I'm a lot of people's favorite witch. They love me. And it can be hurtful sometimes, especially some of my sensitives out there. It can be very hurtful sometimes when you know, when you come to somebody, you get a cleanse and stuff going good, and it's like, oh my God, this is amazing work this person did for me. You leave me a testimonial, and then you come to social media and you see somebody talk crazy about me, and it's like, is it gonna change the progress and the work that you got done? It shouldn't. It better not. It better not. Okay. And if it does, you better let me know, because then we'll handle that. Okay. So it's difficult. And it's hurtful, especially when you're aligned with me, when your ancestors spoke to my ancestors and said, hey, what's up? That was something that happened that nobody else could witness or see. That was vetted, but we were in alignment with each other. You know what I'm saying? And then you got other people saying, oh, she's a piece of crap. That's sick. That's called that next level ignorance. So, ignore it. Any kind of ignorance, not just the crap in social media that's been going on for over 10 years and no one cares. The stuff that's in y'all life, you healing and you cleansing, and I send you a photograph of your candle, and you feel that energy, you feel that shift, and it feels good. And then you go and you get reminded of the cesspool, and it's like, oh my God, you know then that's when you start soul searching. And you like, listen, I don't want to be around. Then you stop wanting to be around them type people, because now it's like, it's, you start noticing things. You start noticing like, this is weird. What's wrong with these people? You know, and it ain't you, it's them. And you ain't got to say nothing to them, just kind of slowly back away from them, like what Peter Griffin does. Just slowly back away from them, like, ooh, let me exit stage left, because and in social media, I've actually been exposed to people that and I wouldn't say that I've been exposed to them. It's just that I've witnessed people that I've never seen those types of people before, ever. And so it's very unfamiliar to me. And I'm like, oh God, And if it's something that you're not used to, if it's something that makes you feel uncomfortable, everybody has the right to put up boundaries and say, listen, I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm sorry, I ain't used to that. I'm not used to that, and you're not gonna get me used to it. Especially when you're in your 30s and 40s, Oh my God. And even a lot of y'all in y'all 20s, like, oh wow, y'all know. So I know all of my older children are in their 20s, and they don't they don't look at, just FYI, my children do not look at crazy stuff in social media about their mama. Ever. Ever. They not interested. They living their lives. So it's because it's something they're not familiar with. My children are used to a very quiet home with no drama. That's how I raised my children. I even broke up with my baby father because he was causing too much drama in my house. I don't like that. And no woman should have to put up with that. Women are already processing and dealing with way too much. No woman should have to put up with that. Okay, but there's apparently a reality where there's a bunch of gossiping men who cause a bunch of drama. I closed the door on that reality. I closed it, locked it, got rid of the door. The door doesn't exist anymore. There's no door to Jamila that a gossiping, drama causing man can get through. He can't get through it. No, malignant, not just gossiping and drama. That's not that bad, but a very malignant, very narcissistic, very suffocating type of male. No, or female. I don't want that. The door is closed on that. I don't want to. No, I don't. Okay. So, but for me, I deal with men, and when I see men doing that, I'm like, where are they doing that at? And my spirits be like, in they reality. Y'all remember when they first made up that saying, where are they doing that at? That's what they meant. That's what they meant when they said, where are they doing that at? Because when I ask that question, my spirits be like, in they reality. That's the truth. Okay, y'all, but I gotta go. Y'all have a good one. Okay. Blessings to y'all. Bye bye.